Selenium for Beginners with Rex Jones II.
Hello everybody, welcome to Selenium for Beginners. My name is Rex Allen Jones II. In this video, I will cover the browser methods for Selenium. There is a total of 5 Selenium method categories. Each category has methods for automating applications. In no particular order, we have a list of the following categories: browser methods, WebElement methods, wait methods, navigation methods, switch methods. Browser methods are a group of methods that perform actions on a browser. WebElement methods are a group of methods that perform actions on web elements. A web element is anything you see on a browser. Wait methods are a group of methods that pause between execution statements. For example, when your web page is loading, the statement will pause until the web page finishes loading. Navigation methods are a group of methods that either loads a web page, refresh a web page, or move backwards and forwards in your browser's history. You know how you leave one page and want to go back to the previous page? Navigation methods will help us perform actions such as going back to the previous page. Switch methods are a group of methods that switch to alerts, windows, and frames. An alert is a pop-up that comes on your screen. We have to switch to that pop-up and perform an action. Over the next few weeks, I will demo all of these Selenium method categories. Here's the tutorial plan for Selenium browser methods. First, we are going to look at the descriptions, then demo the browser methods, followed by a practice exercise. Now, let's view the browser method descriptions. There is a total of 6 methods within this category. In alphabetical order, the 6 methods are close, getCurrentUrl, getPageSource, getTitle, and quit. Close closes the current active window. Get loads a new web page. getCurrentUrl gets a string defining the current web page URL. getPageSource gets the complete page source of the loaded web page. getTitle gets the current page title. Quit stops running the driver and closes the window. Many times, automation engineers alternate between using close and quit because they are similar methods. I will demonstrate the difference between both methods using LinkedIn as our AUT, application under test. Let's demo the Selenium browser methods. We start by writing web driver. Add our test annotation and name the method demo Selenium browser methods. Instantiate the driver by writing driver equals new Chrome driver. Then import WebDriver test annotation, and Chrome driver using shortcut keys Control-Shift-O. The first Selenium browser method we are going to use is get driver.get. Do you see how the description states load a new web page? I want you to notice something while going through these browser methods. Get is the only browser method that receives a parameter. It receives a parameter of string URL. That means to complete this statement, we must enter a URL as a string data type. https://www.linkedin.com. Make sure to write the entire URL, including HTTPS. The web page will not load if we enter www.linkedin.com. Let me show you. See how only a blank web page opens up? Now, watch what happens when I add https://. LinkedIn opens up. The next Selenium browser method is getCurrentUrl. We write driver.getCurrentUrl. The description states get a string representing the current URL. Notice this method does not receive a parameter like the get method, but it returns a value. The description also returns the URL of the page currently loaded in the browser. Do you see string WebDriver? String is the return type and WebDriver is the interface. When this method returns a value, we have the option of assigning the value to a string. It's not required. For demonstration purposes, let's assign the value string, then name the object reference str current URL. Print str current URL by writing sysout control space. Within the print statement, I will write what is the current URL. Then the object reference str current URL. Now let's run. Go to the console and verify the URL. getTitle is the next method and it's similar to getCurrentUrl. We write driver.getTitle. And we see the description states title of the current page. This method also returns a string value. I'm getting ready to assign the value string str_title and print the value. What is the page title? Plus str_title. The title is LinkedIn, login, or sign up. Console shows the correct title. The next Selenium browser method is getPageSource. We can view the page source by right-clicking on a page, then selecting View Page Source. Selenium will get all of this HTML, which is an acronym for Hypertext Markup Language. Write driver dot get page source. This time, I will not assign an object reference like getCurrentUrl and getTitle. However, I will print the page source when it is returned to the method. We can print the value by cutting driver.getPageSource, then pasting it into the print statement. Run. In the console, we see the page source. Let me show you how to maximize the browser window before discussing the last two Selenium browser methods, close and quit. Did you notice the browser window was not maximized when executing our statements? We saw parts of the browser window and parts of Eclipse IDE. To maximize the browser window, type driver.manage.window.maximize. Now let's run and you will see how the window is maximized before loading LinkedIn. Now let's talk about close and quit. Do you see these Chrome browsers in the bottom of my taskbar? I must click X in the right corner to close all browser windows. Each of those windows showed up in my taskbar after executing our statements. Both methods, close and quit, will perform that task of closing a browser window. However, the best way to see a difference between the methods is looking at task Manager. Go to the Details tab. We see Chrome driver 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go back to Eclipse and let's start with close. Write driver dot close. And we see the description states close the current window. Let's run. That time, the browser window closed without me manually clicking X in the top right corner. Task Manager now shows Chrome driver.exe 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Personally, I prefer to use quit, and you will see why. Let's check out the quit method by writing driver.quit. And the description states quits this driver, closing every associated window. Run. The Task Manager still shows Chrome driver.exe 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chrome driver.exe does not remain in Task Manager because the quit method stops running the driver, and that's why I prefer quit. The quit method quits the driver and closes the window, while the close method only closes the window. That's it for Selenium browser methods. The practice exercise is create a test script for Amazon, load Amazon, get the title, get the current URL, then quit the driver. If you want to do extra, feel free to get the page source and close the browser using close method. It may seem simple, but if you are new to Selenium or refreshing your skills, every bit of practice helps. Practice makes improvement. Here's the test case I use to demo Selenium browser methods. You can use this test case under Practice Test Steps for your Amazon test script. Load Amazon, get the title, print the title. Get the URL, print the URL. Quit the driver and view Task Manager. Download this video's presentation, automation code, and the test cases at tinyurl.com, Selenium browser methods, https://tinyurl.com/SELENIUM Thank you for watching Selenium browser methods.
Online courses coming soon. Books available in paperback, ebook, and PDF. All Part 1 ebooks and PDF documents are free. Programming books for UFT. Programming books for Java. Here's a Selenium automation book. And TestNG. Subscribe to get notification of future videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.